The North Pole may be the top of the toy world, but this is the center. It's the Toy Center on Fifth Avenue in New York City. What goes on here in February directly affects what you buy in December. It's the American International Toy Fair, where toy makers vie for the eye of 17,000 buyers from all over the world. No play money here. Fortunes are literally won and lost in a fickle and risky business. So come along with us now for 48 hours inside a tough world of intrigue and secrecy, where the grown-ups don't always play by the rules.
There are only a handful of people in the world considered bold enough to have their names recognized as symbols of excellence and achievement.
You bid against your opponents for airlines, casinos, hotels, cruise lines, office towers, and more.
It's an interesting upscale, to me, Monopoly.
And the box with the gold lettering will stand out at retail.
This fall, Milton Bradley begins an all-out advertising blitz with the biggest...
Is this a gentleman's game, the toy business? A rough and tumble?
Not for a gentleman faint of heart.
It plays like a Monopoly, but it plays much better than a Monopoly.
It is a very tough business. It's a fashion industry, and products come and go.
And when the last deal has been dealt, will you be the one holding all the cash? Will you be the winner?
And of those names, none stands higher than the undisputed master of the art of the deal himself, Donald Trump.
Perhaps the boldest roll of the dice at this year's Toy Fair is a challenge to one of America's most popular board games. Among the big names involved, the toy company Milton Bradley and the real estate mogul Donald Trump. The strategies and backroom intrigues that brought Trump the game to this year's Toy Fair are the kinds of things that the buyers here never see. But for the last month, the people behind this gamble have shared their secrets with 48 hours.
It's a real coup. No, this is very, very secret. No one knows about it, and I don't want any of you to talk about it, at home or among your friends, because...
January 18th, only 26 days to Toy Fair.
Our challenge is to make this game the game of the year 1989.
Not time for games at the Rowan Company. Madison Avenue PR reps for Milton Bradley, biggest board game maker of them all.
We'll be having a tremendous amount of competition. There'll probably be 500-600 other games introduced.
Mary Trudell heads the account.
We're also competing with toys, dolls, Transformers. So we've got to have a preemptive strike. We want to get an event in advance of Toy Fair so that every buyer, and as I said, there'll be 15,000 buyers, so that they walk in Monday morning, 13th of February, saying, where's the Trump game? Got to see it, got to have it.
What if you created a Trump tower out of the games themselves?
Oh, that's great.
And there was a ribbon cutting ceremony.
Oh, I love that.
Give me that. What if we unveil
Real
him?
dramatic unveiling of the game.
Oh, wait a minute.
That's great. That is great.
I love it.
Also, the other thing is Midas touch. Everything he touches turns to gold. So I was thinking something about gold gloves.
There are no stupid ideas. There are no impossible clients. There are no impossible tasks. I try to inspire, lead, to try to free them to be creative, to come up with ideas that will solve problems or change the world a little.
We know that the press is going to turn out this announcement because Trump himself is news, and whatever he does makes news. So that's not really the problem. The problem is keeping
The focus on the game.
Yeah.
Because there are 100 other things that he can be asked about. What about Eastern? What about Merc Griffin? What about this? What about that? What about the Plaza? What are you playing?
In a world where fame counts as much as fortune, Donald Trump is king. It's what the game maker is counting on. What do you say? Somebody says, but listen, Donald Trump is in the business of promoting himself. Nothing wrong with that. This is America. You've got to promote your product, got to promote yourself. And what this is about is partly is about ego. Would you argue with that?
Well, I really don't think I would necessarily argue it, because one of my assets has become the name. I mean, my name has become one of my great assets. People say, but don't you have an ego? Of course I have an ego. We all have egos. Show me a person without an ego and I'm going to show you a loser.
Trump says he's lending his name to the game not for vanity, but charity.
They're saying that the charities that I'm representing can make $20 million from this game if it's really successful.
You're in it for charity. Milton Bradley is in it to make a profit.
That's right.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Right.
From your conversations with him and what you know, upside, how much money can he make off of this?
Well, they were talking numbers where they'll be grossing literally over a period of years, hundreds of millions of dollars if this turns out to be successful.
No, I don't think that it's several hundred million. I think, Dan, that would be
Tens of millions of dollars.
But we would make millions of dollars on this game if it took off.
George Didomasi is president of Milton Bradley.
No question that if this game did not have the Trump name on it, we would be having far more difficulty explaining it, selling it, getting the attention that we're getting.
Now, is this true of the business as a whole, that selling the sizzle is every bit as important, maybe even more important than the steak?
Yeah, I think that we're in show business.
Okay, we're just about ready to go. Very quiet, please.
The Trump game strategists have picked their major assault weapon early, massive TV advertising, starring...
You want me sitting up straight, or you want me comfortable?
Can you shove the aircraft in a little bit in the shot?
Camera left?
Yeah, camera left a little bit. Okay, here we go. And roll sound.
Ground speed.
And action, Mr. Trump.
My new game is Trump, the game. My new game is Trump, the game. My new game is Trump, the game.
Beautiful. That was excellent. That's nice. It was strong, but it was pleasant.
The game will sell for $20 to $25.
Play it. I think you'll enjoy it.
How about
I don't like that so much.
Making the 30-second commercial will cost just under $200,000.
casting, styling, the locations?
Plenty of energy.
Sure.
Everything's exciting.
I'm trying to give it a glossy veneer.
Sound speed!
I want to make it look like it's what you expect of Donald Trump and what his empire is.
Hey, did you hear about Trump's new deal?
Tax, $40 million.
Come on.
There you go, I got her.
Toy commercials usually go after kids. This one targets adults.
What you're going to be doing is you're going to take this card in this plate, and you're going to tax her for her properties that she's got.
You can say, I win the bid, here's $180 million.
All right. Well, we need big reactions on the winning and on the losing.
But I also want you to shoot the game award. I want to see the pieces. I want to do some caressing of what this looks like, how beautiful these things
A typical TV advertising budget for a big new toy is $1 million.
What's the deal?
For the Trump game, $2 to $4 million.
There we go.
I win the bid, $180,000, please, for the casino.
180.
Everything's set for tonight, Mr. Trump. I wonder what Trump's game is this time. Trump's got a new game. Trump's got a new deal.
What's your game, Donald?
Heard about Trump's new deal? What? Trump has a new game. What is it?
Mr. Trump,
Is it an airline? A new convention airline, Mr. Trump? Is it a convention airline? Mr. Trump, please.
My new game is Trump, the game.
Trump, the game where you deal for everything you ever wanted to own. Because it's not whether you win or lose, it's whether you win.
Yes!
Play Trump, the game, from Milton Bradley.
I think you'll like it.
The pregame plan is reaching its climax. With only a few days before Toy Fair, the company's salesmen, for the first time, hear the company's secret.
Donald Trump is the deal maker. He deals for hotels, casinos, yachts, and airlines. We've taken his personality and combined it with an extraordinary game. The best playing board game Milton Bradley has ever presented. This is truly the game of the year, and we should all be very proud of the fact that Milton Bradley has the Donald Trump game.
And now, after months of planning, all shrouded in secrecy, and just 6 days before the start of the Toy Fair, it's time. Time for the unveiling of Trumpets, Please. Trump the Game.
Hopefully it's going to make many millions of dollars so that the various charities in turn will receive many millions of dollars. I played the game. I really like the game.
And the game, the box with the gold lettering, will stand out at retail.
And finally, the fair. What do you think?
I think it'd be an excellent item.
You think it'd be an excellent one?
Really do. The jury is still out. It's up to the consumer eventually if they're going to buy it. We believe they will. But this is Toy Show, and it's a long way between now and Christmas. But we think it's going to be the biggest game of the year.
Depends on what your bottom line is. Will you play it safe, or will you leave that to the wimps and make the kind of dynamic moves that only a Donald Trump would make?